Okay, this is recording, and I apologize for the dim light. It's really rainy here, and it's still early in the morning, so combo of that makes for very little daylight. So anyway, yeah, they'll be able to see me still. All right, so our Friday Pilates class. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin lying on our back. Okay. So making your way onto your workspace, grounding down, bending knees, grounding feet, and then really lining up. All 10 toes point forward. The feet are only 2 fist distances apart. Knees the same so that you're lined up with your hips. Arms stretched down. Take them out just a little bit. Palms facing up. Feel the rotation, the external rotation of which rolls the shoulders open. And you can play around for a moment by slowly taking the palms to the floor and noticing the shoulder heads kind of pulling in a bit. And then as you turn the palms out, noticing those shoulders and broadening, widening, which helps you to open up your chest space. You can stay there. Lengthen out, reach the crown of your head, even kind of wiggle it to the back of your workspace, and then stretch your tailbone as far forward as you can. And then chin is going to land fist distance from chest. Let your eyes close. Bring the focus more inward as we start to connect our mind and body through our breath work. Begin by taking a deep inhale through your nose and then a long exhale out through the mouth. Big breath in, fill all the way up. Long exhale, make sure that you empty out completely. Breathe in, you want the ribs to expand out as the lungs fill. Think of your torso like an accordion. Squeeze a breath out from start to finish and really pull and knit the ribs back to your midline. Right, so inhaling soft and easy. Exhaling with power and force. Force it out. Inhaling, the belly rises and those muscles in your core stay relaxed. When you push the breath away, feel the lower belly draw down deep as the muscles begin engaging. Contraction of core, firming of belly. Continue to stay with this breath, connecting to your core as both are in direct relation of. Maybe you place a hand on your belly so that you can physically feel this in your body. Also, sometimes when we're focused on certain parts, that helps our mind to clear. And our mind is like a hamster wheel, so this is a nice chance to become very mindful, very present, really tuned to the moment here. Take 4 more cycles of breath and see if you can pull your abs in even deeper each time you exhale. Let's do a couple more. One last breath in. And then exhale. If the arms aren't there already, just bring both arms back beside you. Then with your next inhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. And then exhale, lift head through center, turn, look over your left shoulder. Again, breathe in, head through center, over to your right shoulder. Exhale, lift up and over to your left shoulder. Some rotational movement here. One more to each. Inhale, up through center, over to the right shoulder. Exhale, up through center, and then over to the left shoulder. This time, breathe in, just take your head to center. And then on the exhale, interlace your fingers and take your hands behind your head. Cup the base of your skull before your neck begins, really making sure the hands are not at all on the neck. From there, lift your elbows to the sky so that the arms closely frame your head. Cradled nicely, take an inhale.
Exhale, use your hands to lift the back of head and back of neck off the ground. Press your chin to your chest. Inhale into the back side of your neck. And then exhale, gently transfer the head back to the floor. So the head here is heavy. Arms and hands do the work. Breathe in. Not an abdominal curl. Exhale, just the head and neck come up. Everything else stays grounded. You're going to inhale to the back of your neck, but you're going to send it then down through your shoulder blades, that breath. And then exhale, gently release the head back to the floor again. We'll do that one more time. Breath in. Exhale, lift head, lift neck, chin presses down. Inhale from the back side of your neck down through your shoulder blades. And then exhale, gently return your head back to the floor. Once the head has grounded, remove the hands, stretch the arms behind you, and now grab hold of either your elbows, your forearms, or your wrists with opposite hands. We're gonna stretch now into our lats, which run along the side, right by the armpit. Take an inhale. Only part of the body that moves are your arms. Exhale, pull both arms over towards the right corner of your mat behind you. And then you're breathing into your left armpit. And then exhale, returning arms to center. So if you're finding you're not getting much movement, sliding your hands closer to wrists will provide that for you. Exhaling now, both arms stretch to your left side, right above your left corner of. Then you're breathing into your right armpit. And then exhale, arms back to center. We're doing one more to each. So with your next breath out, drawing both arms over to the right. You're going to inhale into your left armpit. And then return arms to center. Exhale. One last time, breath out. Arms push over to the left side. Inhale into your right armpit. And then exhale, arms to center. Once they have centered, release the arms, sweep them beside you. Moving into some shoulder work next. Inhale, arms are going to reach up then overhead. Exhale, sweep arms out and down. Think of this stemming from your shoulder joint. Breathe in, reach up, reach over, seal the ribs in, imprint your spine, firm your belly. Exhale, sweep arms out and back down. We're doing 2 more of these. Inhale as high up as you can reach, as far back as you can, core tightening here. Exhale out as wide as you can stretch, and then as far down as you can reach. Last time, inhale, arms up, arms overhead. Exhale, sweep arms down beside you. From here, take the arms out to T. Palms are still faced up, backs of shoulders plugged down. Pull the belly in tight, lift the feet off ground, draw the knees to chest. Take an inhale, lower your legs towards the right, but not too far, just a little bit. And then exhale, belly tightens as you shift the legs slightly to the left. Inhale, belly in, pull the legs over to the right. So you're using your core strength to transition your legs. Exhale through center towards the left. This time, as you bring the legs to the right, continue all the way down to the floor, coming into a spinal twist, looking over your left shoulder, and let your body just start to settle into the space. Let every breath out melt you more into the twist. You may have to stagger the legs to land here. Or an option would be to take your right hand to the top or the outside of your left leg to press down on to assist you more into the rotation. Good. One more breath in. Exhale again, a tight belly as you lift the legs through center, head through center, transition to the other side, legs to your left. Then look over your right shoulder. Again, the legs may have to stagger here, or left hand can come over to the outside of your right leg to press into. Big breaths in, long breaths out. Good, one more inhale. Firm belly, exhale, lift legs through center, head through center. Pause at center.
Pull the knees forward a bit so they stack above your hips. Lift the ankles in line with knees, 90 degrees with your legs, tabletop position. Take the arm, or you can keep rather your arms out to T if you want a little extra support, or you can take the arms close down beside you for less support. You're gonna know when your legs land in this position, your core actually is already working right here to hold the legs in this space. With an inhale, you're going to lower the legs downward. It's a few inches at best. Pull the lower belly in and stack the knees back above hips again. Make sure you don't pull in too close. It's going to feel like you're stopping short of movement. Coming down, belly firms. Find the lift. Squeeze your legs together tight here. Come down, breathe in. Keep the legs in 90 degrees. Exhale, legs. Come back to starting point. Inhale, find a level for you that you can support here. 2 more times. Once more, coming downward. And this time on the exhale, slowly pull the knees all the way into your chest. Place your hands on your knees and draw circles with your legs to massage out your lower back. Good. Pause and reverse direction. Good. Bring the legs to still. Now we're going to separate the legs out, circle them around and back in, massaging now to our hip flexors, which can be a common area that takes over in some of our core exercises. So we want to make sure that we loosen them up, massage them out, and also work on hip mobility here. So finding the range of motion in your body rather than focusing on how quickly you can move your legs. Let's take 2 more cycles through, opening as wide as you can, then sweeping around and back in. 1 last time. Good. When the legs come together, we'll keep them there. Let's return the feet to the floor, arms back beside you. Right ankle is going to cross over left knee, foot is going to flex, and you're going to press that leg out. You can even use your hand for support in doing that. Really try to open up that hip. Any variation of the figure 4 stretch you'd like to take in this space. If you're holding your left leg, your shoulders love to scrunch up, so let's actively pull them down. Check the distance between chin and chest again. And then take a big breath in. When you exhale, lean your body weight to your left, but notice what happens to your right hip when you do that. Center yourself on an inhale. Again, lean to the left on your exhale. Pull back through center, breathe in. 2 more times, lean, exhale. Center, breathe in. Once more, exhale, lean into the left. You're coming back through center, and then let the stretch release. Switch to the other side, left ankle crossing over, flexed foot, press leg out. Again, whatever variation suits your body, you can come into here. Length still in spine, breath still really big. Make sure you've shifted your attention to your left hip. Take an inhale. Lean now to your right exhale. Take your time. Use the entire breath out to shift weight. Then pull back through center. Breathe in. Notice, because it's like traveling, right? That stretch. Notice the transitional part of that rather than the beginning and ending point of sensation. Right? So when you move slow, it can really feel like, oh, it's starting to switch from glute to more of the side of my hip. Let's do 2 more. Leaning, you might feel the intensity increase as well, particularly with the lean. And then feel it dissipate a bit when you come back through center. Last time, lean, slow. Take your time, understand and feel. And then go ahead and come back through center. From center here, release the stretch on cross legs, draw knees to chest. Arms, once again, are either close to the side, out to T, or if you're wanting a little bit more heat, 2 options here. You could stack the arms above their shoulders, make sure the arms then don't move, or
You can do this exercise with head lifted, hands behind head, and elbows wide, eyes to navel. Choosing your position here, take an inhale. With your exhale, extend both legs out away from body. Point through your toes, reach out. Draw the knees back in again on an inhale. Imprint your spine. Exhale, extend away. Draw back in on an inhale. We're doing 4 more of these. 4, closer to the ground with your extension, more challenging for your core. Draw the legs in, make sure you're not sliding around on your mat. Again, exhale, extension away. Draw back in, inhale 2 more times. Good, inhale for the draw in. This time, extend the legs out, but keep them extended, toes still pointed. Slowly pull the legs to sky. If you were lifted in the head and shoulders, return down, remove hands, and now grab the back of your right leg with both of those hands. Begin to lower the left leg towards the ground. Find a level once again for you. Legs should be strong and long, shoulders down, breath big, belly tight. 2 pulses in with your right leg to body. Exhale, use your core strength to help switch your legs out. Left leg you'll grab, pulse in twice on an inhale. Switch, exhale. Ideally, we don't want our upper body to be moving at all here. So especially with the pulses, sometimes we can kind of jostle around. So using your core strength for lots of stability and support. Again, you can lift the head and shoulders up for more heat. Remember, eyes to navel, shoulders pull away from your ears. Keep reaching through those toes to maintain your length. We'll keep this exercise and the stretch going for 5 more seconds, right into our hamstrings. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then let the legs meet together again at the sky. Release the head and shoulders if they were lifted, then bend knees, draw them to chest, rock, and recover. So when we even come out of an exercise, that is depending upon sometimes an exercise within itself. So being very mindful not to just drop out of it. I hit the wall when I did that, ouch. So we don't want to just like flop out of our position. We want to guide ourselves out in a very aligned and supported way. All right, I'm going to want us to move into some double leg circles next. So this will be working, of course, your core. We will be strengthening a bit of our arms as they were going to be used as anchors, right, to press into the floor with. We're also going to be focused on an external rotation of our legs, so some hip work is involved, as well as mobility and range of motion in the hip joints. So there's a fair amount going on in a very simple, what looks like simple exercise. I'm going to flip around so you can better see the movement of my legs in this exercise. So you can stay as you are. We're going to lift legs to sky, toes pointed, right? Again, all we're doing here is we're telling our leg muscles to work. If our feet are dead, then the muscles are dead. Then we start to lose our length. We start to also lose support. So toes as firmly pointed as you can, then external rotation. You might take a moment to play around with paralleling your feet and then bringing the inner edges of heels together and feeling that in your hips as well. Arms can be close beside you, pressed down firm, or out to T, pressed down firm. With toes pointed and legs long, on an inhale, you're going to open your legs into the biggest V that you can create. Then as you exhale, sweep the legs down as they come together and then lift them to the sky. That's when the core takes hold. So opening into a V, the biggest one you can create. Exhale, sweep down, come together, and find your lift. We're going to take 2 more in this direction. We open out, maintain external rotation throughout the movement. Once more, breath in. Strong exhale. Stack legs, pause here. Now, we're just going to reverse the direction. We're going to start by lowering the legs downward to begin. Exhale, open out, sweep up, and bring the legs together. Come down, breathe in. Open out, sweep up, take together again. Let's do 2 more here. nice and controlled. One last time, coming downward, open out, sweep up, come together. Good, and draw the knees in. Take some movement here. I like to draw again some circles with my legs, essentially just massaging out my hip flexors. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna come back around to my regular position. Wonderful. All right, let's go ahead and lengthen the legs down onto the floor. Feet are flexed. You're pushing out through the heels. The toes are lifted high. Also make sure your feet run parallel. Arms are going to be lifting up behind you to the back of your workspace. Generally, the back arches here, so seal the ribs down, imprint your spine, and keep the core tight. As you breathe in, start lifting up, arms, head, shoulders. Exhale, activate your core to pull your body up to sit up tall. Hinge forward from your hips. Deep, deep, deep stretch here. So take your time to allow your body to ease into it. Stack up again, breathe in. Tuck your tailbone under, scoop out your core, round your spine, and with control, you're going to return to the ground one vertebra at a time. We begin again. Start your lift on an inhale. When it gets physically challenging, use the power of your breath to guide you. Sit up. Keep pushing through those heels as you hinge and let the head drop through. Plug your shoulders back down if they've pulled to ears. Sit up tall, breathe in. And then continue to look straight ahead so the chin doesn't dive into your chest. On the way down to the floor. If you want more of a challenge, keep your arms lined up with your ears as you come up. Inhale. Yep. Full stretch. Sit tall, breathe in. Maybe the arms feel like they're pulling behind your ears as you come down. Energy through your feet, driving forward. Let's do one more here. Inhale, start it up. Exhale to seated. Stack to fold, hinge from hips. Head heavy. Sit up on your breath in. When you exhale, you're going to tuck under, roll down, but just to the tips of your shoulder blades. As you come to shoulder blades, take your arms down to a hover, palms turn down, stiffen those arms up, drop those shoulders down. Right knee to chest, left knee to chest. Legs extend up, high to sky, lower for more heat, bend in the knees for extra support. Pump the arms, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. We're going into our hundreds. Here's 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Good. 30, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. 40, arms are strong, 4, 5, exhale. Belly tight. Here's 50, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Good. 60, you can readjust if you're needing. Exhale, don't forget that, yeah? Here's 70, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Good. 80, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. 2 more sets, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 100. Draw in, recover, rest, release. Gets the heart rate up, gets the blood pumping, gets the body warm. Must be nice, right? I hear you guys have frost today, so this is a nice way to get toasty warm. All right, let's go ahead and rock yourselves forward and back, up and down the spine. Let's come back up to seated with legs extended out. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be completely extended, right? Sometimes we're not quite able to sit upright. Sometimes that bothers our hip flexors or our lower back. So work with your body. If you're finding any of those 3 things within that, bend your knees a little bit, or maybe even a little bit more than a little bit, right? In order to sit upright and release the hip flexors. Shoulder heads back, so you have to imagine there's a lemon between your shoulder blades you're squeezing onto.
and then the belly pulls in and up. Those two things are going to help to support this upright position. And then I'm going to take a turn around so you can see me a little bit better in terms of, you know what, actually, I'm going to stay here because side profile is sometimes a little bit more important with this one. So what you're going to do, we're going to work into shoulders, upper back, and lats. We're going to create 2 fists with the hands and bring the hands to the outside of our shoulders. So what this happens, sometimes the elbows pull forward. I want everything to pull back. Remember that lemon you were squeezing? Keep squeezing it. Look straight ahead, and we're going to work on an overhead press. So on your exhale, press those imaginary weights straight up. So don't let the arms pull forward. We have to be nicely stacked. And we're going to pull those weights back down to the outside of our shoulders. Widen the arms and press them back. Exhale, overhead press, straight to sky. Imagine now that you're holding onto a barbell and you're pulling that barbell behind your head as you draw down. 4 more. So there's work in the pull down here. That's when you activate your lats, right along the side of the armpit. Pressing up for the shoulders. Scap region when you pull down. Okay. 2 more times. Make sure your chin doesn't press to your chest. You look straight on. Pull down, breathe in. Feel this in your back body. Press straight up into the shoulders. Pull down, activate back body. Good. And then from here, take your arms into a genie position out in front of you. You can release the fists, forearm on top of forearm. Drop the shoulder blades down, lift your chest up, belly in. Hug your legs tight. Take an inhale. I'm returning here for this one. On your exhale, you're going to twist over to your right. Get taller as you rotate, but don't let the legs shift, nor the arms pull at all. They stay exactly as they were, directly in front of shoulder heads. Come back through center, inhale. So a lot of times we like to use our arms to twist. We want to use our trunk. Exhale, twist with your obliques, rotate to your left. Center on the inhale. So we're still working shoulders and upper back with the lift of arms. We're working our torso, our core, with the movement. Come back through center. Don't lose your posture. To the right, imagine, or to the left rather, I'm sorry. Imagine there's a string at the crown of your head pulling you to the sky. Center on the inhale. We'll do 1 more to each. Keep hugging those legs together, keeping them strong and stable. Take it over to the right. Like you're wringing out a wet towel in your midsection. Inhale, soak back up with water, and then wring it out again to your left. Good. Take it back through center, and then take a melt forward over the legs. Let your head, your feet, and your arms relax. Big breaths in. Long breaths out. I'm just going to check the time here just to see where we're at. All right, take 1 more breath in. Slowly roll yourself up to seated, stacking tall. And from here, I'm going to have us come into a kneeling position towards the back of your workspace. So I might get cut off a little bit. I'm going to scooch back so I can get most of me in here. So stacked up, knees, hips, shoulders. You want your knees to be hip width apart to help ground you in. We're going to move into salutes. So salutes, still working upper back, core. What we're going to do here is we're going to lean forward just a little bit with our upper body. So our core already has to tighten to keep us stable in the space. You're going to take your pointers and thumbs, bring them together, take your hands to your forehead. Now you're looking to the ground, but you're not looking straight down. You're looking off. So think like at the bottom corner of a room, right? Baseboard, you're looking to a baseboard. Take an inhale with the lean forward, just as tad. Exhale, you're going to salute the arms outward, upward, now towards the top corner of the room. You're going to pull the hands back to your forehead on an inhale. Again, exhale, keep the pointers and thumbs connected as you salute out. And then pull back in. Make sure you don't lose that lean. It's a subtle one, but it's there. You'll feel it. 4 more. 4. Pull back in. So you're feeling your legs activate, right? Hamstrings and glutes are
really fired up here as well because of that lean forward. Draw back in. Let's take 2 more. Exhale, outward but upward, right? Get that diagonal going. Pull the hands back to forehead 1 more time. Exhale, extend outward, upward. Hands to forehead. Stack your body back up. Look straight ahead. Release the hands, arms beside you. Wonderful. Let's move into a little bit of stretch work here. So take your right foot, step it forward. Take your hands to that thigh. And then just using your hands for support, press your hips forward and down to the earth. And then press off that leg to arch the back. Pull the shoulders towards the back of your workspace. Lift your heart up. Gaze up. We're stretching into that left psoas, the hip flexor, and a bit of the quad in the front of the leg. Keep your chest open. Gaze up, but keep the chin fist distance from chest. And 1 more inhale here. On your exhale, pull yourself back up, stack, and step the right leg back. Left foot steps forward, hand onto the thigh. Let the hips glide forward, but also down as your chest lifts up, your shoulders pull back, and then your gaze lifts. Whoop. Lost balance there a bit. You're pressing off that leg to get that back bend. Hips continue to press forward and down to really, again, stretch into the psoas. We'll take 1 more breath in. Push off the thigh to stack back up. Look straight on. Left foot steps back. And then let's take our hands down to the floor, tabletop position. Spread your fingers out. And if your legs were hugged together, make sure the knees are hip width apart. Lift out of the arms, pull the belly in and up, and look slightly forward rather than down, letting your head hang. Take an inhale. And then when you exhale, extend the left arm forward and right leg back. Keep sending the heart to the front of your workspace. Make sure the pinky toe points down so that the hips don't become uneven, they stay level. Lift out of the right arm if you've collapsed down into it, and the belly is still in and up. I'm gonna move here so you can see a little bit better. Take an inhale. When you exhale, extend the arm and leg out to their sides. Continue to keep your heart stretched forward. And then arm and leg back in line. Inhale with spine. Again, exhale, take your time extending out to sides. And then take it through center. Breathe in 2 more times. Exhale. Keep equal weight in left leg and right arm that are grounded. Right? Come back through center. Keep core firm. Exhale. Come back through center. Come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Push back towards your heels. It's like a quasi child's pose. So you can drop to your elbows, look forward and stretch your heart forward. It kind of just stretches out the hip a little bit. So you're not quite sitting down onto the heels. You're just kind of pushing your energy back to them. Go ahead and untuck the toes as you pull forward back to table top. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, your right arm extends forward and your left leg reaches back. Flex the foot, pinky toe down, belly in and up. Lift out of that left arm. Take an inhale. Arm and leg, take them slowly out to the sides. The arm is going to get a little bit more movement than your leg because our leg is heavier than our arm, right? So it's a little bit easier physically on our body to move that. Exhale, it's our outer hip that's strengthening. So trying to keep the leg level throughout that movement so it doesn't drop down at all. Come back through center. We're going to do 2 more. You should also feel, of course, your core engaging when the arm and leg are taking their extension. Bring it back through, breathe in. Isolate this to just arm and leg. Good, come back through center. Come back to tabletop. Tuck toes. Again, energy of sits bones to the back of your workspace. Heart energy to the front of your workspace. Breathe into the hips. And let the shoulders, release.
And untuck the toes. We're going to come forward again to our tabletop. And now we're going to get a stretch into our shoulders, both the back side of the shoulders into our upper back and also the fronts of our shoulders as well. We'll start with the right arm. On an inhale, sweep it out and up. Let your eyes follow the hand to the sky. And then as you exhale, thread the arm through, look to your left, actively reach across the ground. Move back a bit. And then rest your body weight onto the arm. We're going to do this in steps. So once you've allowed your body weight to settle, temp the fingers of your left hand, step the hand slightly to the side, elbow points now to the sky, push off the fingertips, and try to roll your chest open towards the ceiling more. Perhaps even looking up to the ceiling if you can. Just brings more weight to the back of your right shoulder, which gives it a deeper stretch. And then from there, lift your left arm up to the sky. Bend your left elbow, turn your palm to face up as you take that, the top of the hand over towards your right hip. It may not be able to get there completely, so maybe it stays more at the center of your back, but we want to stay low, low, low. If we push up too high, that strains the shoulder. Right? And then you're going to use the top of your hand, press into your body with that to roll your left shoulder open more towards sky. And that stretches the front side of that shoulder. So back of the right, front of the left. Good. Then with your next inhale, start with the left arm. Reach it back up, release. Exhale, hand to the ground, unravel. Back to tabletop. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the other side. Left arm sweeping out, reaching up, looking to the hand, threading through as you breathe out. Look to your right. Keep active in that left arm as you start to rest onto it. Once you've rested, temp the fingers of your right hand, push off fingertips, elbow to sky, and then roll open just a bit more. Once you've rolled open, take your right arm, reach it up. Bend the elbow, turn the palm to face the sky, top of your hand over towards your left hip and staying down low. Press into the hand and roll that right shoulder open even more. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. Good. With your next inhale, release the right hand, extend the arm up. Exhale the hand to the floor, unravel. Tabletop. Wonderful. All right, so from tabletop, we're going to move on to our stomach to do some back body strengthening. Still with shoulders, upper back, middle, lower back, glutes, and a little bit of our hamstrings. So making our way onto the ground. We're going to stretch as far back with our feet as we can. I should slide back here. Sorry, guys, so you can see me better. Okay. We're going to start with the arms extended out in front. Hands should be shoulder width. Fingers should be spread. Forehead resting to the ground. And your hip heads are your anchor points. Press them into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, lift your head and your chest off the ground. Keep your shoulder heads plugged into their sockets. So your hands are actually going to slide back just a little bit because of the lift of chest and head. And then on your breath in, the hands are going to slide forward a bit as you return down with head and heart. Again, exhale. As you lift the head and chest, make sure the chin does not move. It stays fist distance from. Hug between shoulder blades, pull them down towards your tailbone. And then slide back down on an inhale. We're just going to take 2 more of these. Exhale, pulling up the head and the heart. Feel the energy of those hands really drag back towards your toes. Float back down, breathe in one more time. Exhale, pulling up. Let's stay here now. Now turn your palms to face each other, thumbs to sky, hips press in. Inhale, right arm comes off the floor. And then exhale, control it back down. Breath in, the left arm reaches up. And then exhale, bring it down. Now both arms, if you can, inhale, reach out and up.
Return down. So can we do this without the head and chest shifting at all? Once more, arms at the same time, both come up. Exhale, taking the arms down and the head and chest come down. Once you've lowered, cross one arm over the other. Resting then your forehead onto your forearms. Make sure here that your feet are shoulder width apart and toes are pointed back. Hips are your anchor. Press down as you inhale. Squeeze your glutes and exhale. Lift your legs off the ground. Good. Return down as you inhale. Again, exhale, squeeze, and then find movement. So you're already supported on the way up. Legs come back down on your inhale. We're going to do 4 more of these. 4. Come back down, breathe in. We're strengthening the lower back and glutes. Exhale, your pelvic triangle pushes down and your thighs lift up. Return down on an inhale. We have 2 more left to go. Exhale, lift. And release. One last time. Let's lift the legs, but then let's keep them lifted and let's flex the feet now. Bend your knees, bring the inner edges of your heels to touch. Pilates V with feet. From here, pulse up. Imagine you're stamping your heels to the sky, activating hamstrings, glutes, lower back. For 5, keep on breathing. 4, keep pulsing straight up. 3, 2, 1. And then take the thighs down. Keep the knees bent here, but separate the feet. And then windshield wipe your legs, whether that's a crisscross or a side-to-side movement to let the lower back release. So then stretch the legs behind you and hug them together. Hands come underneath your shoulders and very slowly pull yourself back into a closed-legged child's pose. Again, we move slow because this is a counter stretch to what we have just done. We got a little bit of a back bend with some of those movements, particularly with our lower back. We want to keep it safe. So easing into this and then breathing into the lower back. So inhale, send your breath down towards your tailbone. Feel your back body rise. Exhale, let it go. Once more, breath into your lower back. Exhale, dump it out. Begin to slowly roll yourself up.
And now we're going to move into some side leg work. We're going to do it in a kneeling fashion today. I haven't done that in a while, so we'll get nice and strong. All right, let's go ahead and you're going to come to the center of your mat space. Okay, and you're going to take a quarter turn so you face either the right or the left, just so that your mat is now wider than it is long, right? Running with the latitude rather than longitude. So from there, you're going to take your left arm extended out to a T and take the right leg and do the same, both out to each of their sides. Make sure they're lined up with the hip joint and the shoulder joint. From there, you're just going to hinge down from hips, taking either a tented fingers of left hand or fist. It just helps to prop you up. Sometimes when the palm comes down, we tend to just collapse. So kind of a push off gives us some more strength. Right hand to hip, elbow to sky. Remember that guidepost for our body. If it starts to wiggle, we've lost alignment. Flex the right foot, internally rotate the leg. So the toes point forward. We don't want to over rotate, right? We don't want to point down. That will close the hip off. Pointing forward is going to keep that hip as open as it can. And then feel the hips themselves press forward, chest opens up. On your exhale, lift that right leg up higher. Perhaps it can come into parallel with the floor. And then hover the leg on an inhale, or the foot rather, right? The leg's much higher than the ground this time. Lift. Use your hip strength here, and then hover, breathe in. We're going to do 4 more. 4. Also your side body begins to activate here to help pull that leg up. 3 more. Check with your left arm, make sure you haven't fallen into it. Right, keep far away from your shoulder.
2 more times, lift. Good, keep pushing through the heel of that foot. 1 more time, let's lift up that leg. Let's keep it there, let's point the toes, and let's draw now some circles. Take your time, pull that belly firm in. 3, adjust the elbow if needed. 2, I've lost mine, yeah? 1, pause, reverse, inhale, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and then let the leg come down. Take the foot to the ground just for a moment of rest. Not for too long. We are gonna come right back. We're gonna do 2 more exercises. Of course, still working the abs, or the hip rather, but a lot more core strength needed for these next 2. All right. So for this one, we're only going to do 4 of each. So less movement, more focus. Let's lift the leg back up again with a flexed foot. When you inhale, bend the knee, pull the knee towards your chest, closer in, and then push it out again. Push, 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 push. Draw the leg in. Try to keep the knee and foot level with your hip through this. Exhale, press back out to the side. Just 2 more. Draw in, make sure everything else stays steady and still. Drive out. Once more. Inhale, knee towards body. Exhale, press, keep it here. Now here comes a trickier one. Inhale, keep the foot flexed. Pull the leg out in front of you without moving anything else. Point your toes. Exhale, start to sweep the leg back. Make sure hips stay level, shoulders stay level. Flex your foot, breathe in, pull out in front. Belly firms. Exhale, point toes. Reach back. Keep that elbow nice and sound. 2 more times. Inhale, pull forward. Belly tightens. Exhale, point, sweep back. Feel your glute activate. Once more, flex foot. Pull leg out in front. Exhale, point. Reach back. Bring the leg back in line. Foot to the ground. Knee to the floor. Kind of walk the hands around tabletop. Tuck toes, quasi child's pose. So again, we're pushing back with sits bones, but we're stretching forward with the heart. When we move in opposite directions, right, that hip gets just a little bit more of a stretch. Checking time here too, just to make sure. Wonderful, cool. All right, let's go ahead and untuck toes, walk hands to knees, stack back up again. Now we do our other side. So right arm is going to extend out to its side, left leg is going to extend out. Just take a quick peek and make sure the foot didn't pull behind the hip joint, nor in front of, directly at its side. From there, hinge down, tented fingers or fist to the floor. Also make sure that hand lines up with the leg and the leg, so you're not here, nor you're here, okay? Right there. Lift out of that arm, hand to hip, elbow to sky. Lift the left foot off the ground to internally rotate the leg. Look forward, lift your chest up. On your exhale, the leg lifts up a bit higher. And then bring the foot back to hover. Now, so last time this leg was grounded, that leg actually was working, right? We have to work our grounded leg to stabilize our body. I'm gonna do 4 more of these. 4. Hover. 3 more. Check with that elbow. Yeah, readjust if needed. 2 more times. Lift. Good, back to hover once more. Find the lift and hold it. Point your toes. Circles. Circle stems from the hip, so don't worry about the knee or foot doing any work. 3, 2, core tight. 1, pause, reverse direction. Inhale, exhale, 4, 3. Yep. 2, I know. 1. Good, and gently take the foot down for a moment to rest. All right, so doing this, of course, kneeling is a little bit more intense than doing it lying on our side. So we kind of burn that hip out a lot quicker. All right, so we have those 2 other ones to go. Again, more core work needed because our balance starts to get thrown off due to the forward and back movement of the leg, and also the in and out really kind of likes to toss us around as well. So making sure our core is activated, keeping us stable. Let's lift that leg up again. Our foot is flexed, internal rotation. Bend the knee on an inhale. Push back out to the side, exhale. Again, draw in.
drive out. Keep everything else like a statue as best you can. 2 more times. Draw in slow. Drive out 1 last time. Check that right shoulder. Keep far away from ear. Push it out, hold here. Now inhale, pull the leg out in front. Point the toes, reach back. So the range of motion might differ between your sides. Flex foot, and it might not be all that big. That is okay, right? I would rather you maintain alignment than try to get a bigger movement. 2 more times. Draw the leg forward. Point toes and reach back. Check that elbow 1 more time. Flex the foot, draw forward. Oh yes, point the toes, reach back. I can feel it a lot. Bring the leg back in line with body. Gently take the foot down. Take the knee down. Kind of walk our hands around, tuck toes, push back, but also stretch heart forward, stretching the hips. Those are tough. Come out of your quasi child's pose and let's transition onto our backside again. Center of your mat. Once you've lowered down, draw your knees into your chest. I keep losing my spot here. Sorry, guys. Knees to chest, right hand, or both hands onto your right knee. Your left leg is going to extend away from you. Higher to sky is a little bit easier. Close to your ground is a little bit more intense. So find one that works for you, and you can always, always, always readjust during your exercise to modify or intensify if you'd like. Head can stay grounded, or head and shoulders can come up, eyes to navel if you do. If you're lifted, helps to sweep the elbows out to drop the shoulders down. On your inhale, switch the legs once. And then exhale, switch once more again. So we'll start with 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale for switching, hug that leg into body. Exhale, the opposite leg really reaches out long. Inhale for switching. Remember, spine is your anchor. Root it down, stabilize your upper body. Inhale for the switch. Legs are nice and strong. Exhale to switch. Now we'll pick up the pace a little bit. So speed a little bit more. Inhale, you're going to switch the legs twice. And exhale, switch. So maintain the control because we've gone a little bit faster now. We tend to lose control when we pick up speed, but now how can you use your core more? Yeah, to help stabilize that. Good. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. 4 more, 4. Exhale, switch. 3 more. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last ones. Exhale, switch. Switch. Good, both knees come in. If your head was up, taking it down and recovering, however that looks like for you. So we're gonna go through a bit of our abdominal series. There's usually 5 in the series, all dedicated to core. However, we did do one of them earlier in class, so I may just skip over it, or I might just offer a varied version. We'll see what happens. That was our first though. So that was a single leg stretch. And now we'll move into double leg stretch. So come back into stillness, knees to chest, hands on knees without interlaced fingers. Again, head can stay grounded or head can come up. Remember, higher to sky with this exercise, modified more. Closer to the ground, more intensified. We're moving arms and legs here. Inhale, extend them away from your center body. Then exhale, sweep arms around and draw knees into chest. Again, spine anchors in as you extend out. And then exhale, sweep it in. Let's do 4 more of these. Reach through your toes and reach through your fingertips away. And then contraction back in. So now your breath and movement mimic each other. Breath in, expanding, right? Exhale, contracting. 2 more times. Keep that center body nice and still. Once more, breath in, find your length. And then exhale, sweep around and recover. Remember, head can come down if it were lifted. You could stay in stillness or offer a bit of movement if you'd like. Okay.
So I'm not going to skip over the single straight leg, which we did earlier in class, right? Our scissors, but we're not going to use our hands for this one. So we are going to be using a lot more of our abdominal strength. We're also going to be using hip strength. So we are going to be focused on range of motion, but the leg I want you to focus on much, much more is the one that you're pulling in towards your body. The one that lowers doesn't much matter at all. It's the pull in that counts. So let's start with legs lifted, pointed toes. Remember, strong, activated, long legs. Root your tailbone to the floor. Arms can be beside you. Arms can come out to T if you want more support, or lifted head and shoulders with hands behind your head. Starting with the right leg, you're going to pull it back towards you as the left leg lowers downward. Inhale. And then exhale, switch the leg. So imagining my toes were trying to reach behind me. Inhale for the switch. Exhale for the switch. These are tough. Breath in, really pull that leg to you. Point through those toes. Exhale, switching in. Again, breath in. Ooh, good. Breath out. Let's just do 2 more of these. 2 more rounds of breath, rather. Right, inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. Breath out. Let the legs meet. Knees in. Head down. Rest and recover. Those are tough, right? They're not easy to do. It requires hip power, right, to pull that leg in and to maintain length. Okay, we got what? 2 more left to go from our abs series. Legs to sky. You can bend the knees a little bit. You can even take legs to tabletop if you'd like. Legs, we're going to come down on an inhale. This is your lower abdominal pelvic floor. Exhale, pull up slow, slow, slow. Do not pull in too close. Again, it's going to feel like you're stopping short here. Coming down with resistance. Lifting through muscle strength. We're just taking 4 more of these. These are challenging too, right? We're trying to strengthen the hardest area of our core to strengthen. And we want to protect our lower back, so we don't want to lower the legs too far down, because then the lower back is going to take hold, and we don't want that to happen. 2 more times. Use a power in that exhale once more. Coming down, breathing in. This time exhale as the legs lift. Draw the knees in and recover. However that, again, may look like. Breathe. Wonderful. We're back. We're to our last of the abs series, our crisscross. So a bit of rotation to activate the obliques again. We're going to start with feet grounded, and then I'll cue to options if you want to take it up a little bit more. So we'll start with knees bent, feet grounded, line up with hip bones. Interlacing fingers, hands behind head, coming up to tips of shoulder blades, elbows wide, take an inhale. Only this part moving, exhale, twist to your right, leg should not shift. Come back through center on an inhale, and then take it over to your left. And then come back through center. So you're just gonna continue to alternate your rotations, activating your waistline. If you want more, legs can come up to tabletop. Now you have to use more ab strength to keep those legs steady and still. Another option, when you twist to your right, the left leg can stretch out long, and then it can come back in as you come through center. Then your right leg will stretch out as you twist to your left. If you're choosing to do that though, the other leg should not pull in closer. You should maintain 90 degrees for your stabilized leg as you move through. Let's do 2 more to each. To the right. Whatever variation, and again, you can adjust as needed. Left. 1 more each. To the right. Center. Squeeze it out. Left. Center. And then release. Everything comes down. Knees pull into chest. Take a little rock side to side to recover, to massage out. Maybe a turn of the head as well for your neck. All right, and then let's come back to center with our body, and let's rock forward and back until we can come up to seated. At seated, you'll cross the legs, ground your sits bones down, lift your chest up, arms beside you. Tip your head to the right, right ear, right shoulder. Stay here, turn to look upward to the sky, and then look down towards the inside of your right thigh. Externally rotate upward, look up, roll open, and look down towards the thigh. We'll do that one more time. Looking upward towards ceiling, keep the tilt in your head. Look down towards the inside of your thigh. Look straight ahead, ear to shoulder again, and then slowly lift the head back up. We'll do the other side. Tip to the left, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, lift your gaze up. And exhale, turn to look down to the inside of your leg. Again, looking up, breathing in. Looking down on the breath out. One more time. Breath in, looking up. We're stretching out the neck and trap here. Exhale, looking to the inside of your thigh. Take an inhale to look forward, ear to shoulder. And then exhale, slowly lift the head back up to center point. Wonderful. If your palms aren't already, turn them up to face sky. And then as you inhale, reach the arms out wide, up high. Exhale, hands pull in to your heart center. Again, inhale, reach down, out, and up. Exhale, pull within. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in, sweep up, reach up, hold here. Exhale your hands to your heart, chin to chest, bow yourself in, close eyes, thank yourself for being present, for being focused, for being mindful, and for breathing. Wonderful work. Thank you again for joining in another Friday Pilates class. Enjoy this class and enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming.